Episode 6 of Only Murders in the Building Season 4 changes the game in a significant way, bringing a fresh twist to the show's usual format by introducing a found footage style. This shift adds a raw, unpolished edge to the episode, giving the mystery surrounding Sazz's murder a more frantic and urgent feel. As the episode unravels, we learn that nothing is as straightforward as it seems, with surveillance, manipulation, and hidden connections coming to light, pushing the trio deeper into a tangled web of secrets.
The footage is sourced from many different angles, cameras, and lenses to give a multi-dimensional perspective, as only cameras can, of the truth.
The decision to switch to a found footage style for this episode is a bold and clever move. This change not only heightens the sense of paranoia and unease, but also reflects the messiness and unpredictability of the investigation. We see everything through the lenses of various cameras, hidden cameras in the Arconia, on-set footage, and most importantly, the brothers-sisters documentary project. The found footage format does more than just provide a stylistic change. It emphasizes how the characters are constantly being watched. There's a voyeuristic feel to the episode, making us, the viewers, feel like we are part of this surveillance game. The truth feels like it's being pieced together from incomplete, manipulated clips, just like the trio's understanding of the case. The footage we see is disjointed, suggesting that someone is controlling not only what we're allowed to see, but also how much the trio knows. The sense of being manipulated by an unseen hand is a growing theme throughout the episode. The brothers-sisters documentary footage becomes more than just background noise. It's central to the narrative, blurring the line between the documentary and the real investigation. Their chaotic and erratic filming style mirrors the increasingly complex and confusing nature of the murder mystery, reinforcing the idea that everything is spiraling out of control.
Take your camera and cover the world and capture it all. And never censor yourself. Never look away.
A major revelation in this episode is the deep connection between Professor Dudenoff and several key players in the story. Although Dudenoff is dead, his presence looms large over the entire investigation. We learn that Vince Fish, the brothers-sisters, and Rudy were all his students, and their loyalty to him is borderline obsessive. The way they speak about him, particularly the brothers-sisters' casual admission that they would kill for him, raises serious questions about whether Dudenoff's death was part of something bigger. What makes this revelation even more chilling is the discovery that Dudenoff's remains were found mixed with Sazz in the Arconia incinerator. This twist suggests that Sazz's murder might not have been just a one-off crime. It could be part of a larger conspiracy or cover-up involving Dudenoff's death. The fact that the two victims' remains were found together indicates that their fates are intertwined, raising the possibility that the murder was motivated by something related to Dudenoff's legacy or his control over his students. Could Dudenoff's death have sparked a chain reaction that led to Sazz's murder? And if so, who is pulling the strings now that Dudenoff is gone?
So, there's two left shoulders?
What? Who has two left shoulders?
Guys, Sazz's body wasn't the only one in the incinerator.
The discovery of Dudenoff's remains alongside Sazz's body throws the investigation into disarray. Up until this point, the trio, and the audience, has been operating under the assumption that Sazz was the sole victim. But now, with the revelation that Dudenoff was also incinerated at the Arconia, the scope of the case widens dramatically. The episode hints that Sazz's murder may not have been an isolated event, and that there may be more victims, or at least more involved parties, than previously thought. This new development raises critical questions about motive. If Sazz and Dudenoff were both killed and disposed of in the same way, it suggests that their deaths might be connected, possibly as part of a larger plot. But what could have tied Sazz, a Hollywood producer, to Dudenoff, an academic? Was Sazz investigating something related to Dudenoff's death? Or was she simply caught up in a conspiracy she didn't understand? The trio is left grappling with the possibility that they've been looking at the case too narrowly. This twist also brings up the idea that the Arconia itself might be at the center of something darker and more sinister than the trio had ever imagined. If two people have already been incinerated, it begs the question: how many more secrets are hidden within the building's walls?
What is this? What's happening? Just pretend I'm not here. Yeah, no, that's not happening. Shut that shit off.
One of the key themes in this episode is surveillance, both literal and metaphorical. The The found footage format places the audience in the position of a voyeur, watching events unfold through various hidden cameras. But beyond the footage itself, the theme of surveillance extends to the way the trio is being manipulated by someone who is always one step ahead of them. The fact that the brothers-sisters have been filming them without their knowledge for their documentary adds another layer of deception, but it's the discovery of an additional hidden camera that truly raises the stakes. When the trio finds a camera that wasn't placed by the brothers, they realize that someone else has been watching them all along. This revelation sends a chilling message. The killer has been observing their every move, possibly even controlling the flow of information in the investigation. The message they receive from Sazz's phone number, "I'm watching you," is a clear indication that they've been drawn into a game where they are not the hunters, but the prey. This theme of manipulation is reinforced by the way the trio's investigation has been steered in the wrong direction. They've been chasing false leads and red herrings, all while the killer has been watching them unravel. The realization that they've been played adds a new layer of tension to the story, as the trio must now figure out how to outsmart someone who has been 2 steps ahead from the very beginning.
Go. Spill some blood in my name, girls.
Vince Fish, who was once ruled out as a suspect, is back in the spotlight in this episode. The trio had originally dismissed him because his apartment windows were thought to be sealed shut, providing him with an airtight alibi. However, it's now revealed that his windows can, in fact, be opened, throwing his alibi into question and putting him back on the suspect list. Meanwhile, the brothers-sisters continue to act suspiciously. Their erratic behavior and devotion to Dudenoff raise red flags, especially when they admit they were at the Arconia the night Sazz was killed, visiting Dudenoff. Their loyalty to Dudenoff is so strong that they even joke about being willing to kill for him, which now seems less like a joke and more like a confession. However, their bumbling demeanor makes it hard to tell whether they're actual masterminds or just pawns in a much larger game. The fact that they were filming a documentary about Dudenoff adds another layer of intrigue. Could they have been capturing more than just footage for their film? Were they unknowingly or knowingly filming key moments in Sazz's murder? Their footage might hold the key to unlocking the mystery, but with the brothers' chaotic approach to filmmaking, it's unclear how reliable or useful their material will be. Episode 6 of Only Murders in the Building pushes the season's central mystery into darker, more complex territory. The shift to a found footage format heightens the sense of surveillance and manipulation, as the trio realizes they've been watched and controlled from the very beginning. The revelation that Sazz's murder is linked to Professor Dudenoff's death adds a new layer of intrigue, suggesting that the case is far more complicated than they initially thought. As the series moves forward, the trio faces an increasingly dangerous and unpredictable foe, someone who is not only watching them but actively steering the investigation in the wrong direction. The discovery of multiple victims and the possibility of a larger conspiracy hanging over the Arconia means that the stakes have never been higher. With the killer still at large and the mystery growing ever more tangled, the trio must now figure out how to outsmart someone who has been pulling the strings all along. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.